Hey guys, I'm Advij. I'm a coastal magnolia and I create coastal inspired arts and crafts to sell at local art shows. Resin wine glasses are a big seller at my booth. I paint them with different colored resins. I add alcohol inks and mica powders and just different embellishments. Today I want to show you how I used a water slide to embellish these glasses and how simple it is and how you can do it too. So stay tuned and let's get started. What I need for this project are my 2 wine glasses that I have cleaned and a little plastic tub with water. And then I have my little contraption here that I'm going to use to support my wine glasses while I put the water slide on. So if you don't know what water slide paper is, it is very thin. I guess it's decal paper. That's what it says, is water slide decal paper. But you print images onto it and then you're able to cut it out. You soak it in water and then you slide. That's why it's called water slide. You slide it onto the glass. It's really, really thin. So the first thing we need to do is cut our water slide decals out. Somebody else have to mark their scissors so they don't get stolen out of the craft room. When you're using water slide decal paper, it's important to follow the directions on whatever brand that you use. And if you use an inkjet printer, you need to remember to let the ink dry completely before you seal the water slide decal itself with several coats of like a clear spray. And I use Rust-Oleum, and you need to let it dry carefully between each layer. So we want to soak them in the water for, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds until we see that the paper is starting to separate from the back. You can kind of test it, but you want to make sure it's under the water. And if you have not sealed your water slide paper before you put it in the water, you will definitely have the ink to run. You want to have a piece of paper towel handy to help you get all the bubbles out. Cheap little makeup brush, I think that'll work. Yeah, that one's ready. And so you want to make sure that the glass is wet. You just want to put some water on it. Place your decal where you want it. And then you're going to slide the backing I think that my ink is not all the way sealed. A mess there. And I'm just going to tap it. Oh, no, 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 no. What happened? Oh, no. That one's ruined. All right, we'll try another one. And I want to slide this girl. Oh no! What is happening? What's happening? That may work. And you want to be gentle, kind of push out. Fix your little leg there. Just push out very gently any excess water. And remember, we're going to put resin on top of this, so it's a little faded at the top. I think maybe I had not sealed these very well. So I'm going to go and cut another one, and we're going to put it on this one, since this one just, I don't know, was a little bit wonky. Be right back. All right, here is our new decal. I think it goes that way. So I'm gonna put it on this glass. So we'll give it a soak. Cross your fingers that this one does not mess up. Don't know what happened. Cross your fingers. Much better. Yeah, I am going to get some wrinkles here down here because this one is on a curved glass, so it's just going to have to dry that way, I think. I'll try to work them out. It's always harder on that curved surface. But honestly, once it's dry, you're really not going to see much of it. It's going to flatten out. All right, so this has to dry completely before we go to our next step. But this is going to be really cute. Remember, this is the base. We're putting resin on top. So check back soon. All right, it's been a couple of days since I've put these water slide decals on my glasses, so they are good and dry. Just got really busy with work and then cut the grass today. So I'm sweaty and needed a break. I pre-mixed my resin. I'm using KSRESIN liquidy split. And I have a little bit that I've put over into a separate silicone cup with 2 drops of liquid resin dye in white. Those are going to be my waves. And in this cup, I'm going to put 1 drop of the KSRESIN liquid resin dye in turquoise. And I'm only putting 1 drop because I want, well, that was a little bit more than a drop, but I want my color to be a bit translucent. I think that's the right term. Not transparent, but I don't want it to be very deep. And we're going to try a couple of different techniques with alcohol ink in a needle nose dropper, and then also maybe some alcohol ink in a spray bottle. So this is gold alcohol ink in a needle nose dropper. And I have diluted this 1-to-1. So 1 part of the gold alcohol ink and 1 part of 91% isopropyl alcohol, because I just did not want it to be a really strong gold. You know, gold can take over if you're not careful. Let's wipe off this stick. So it's not sticky and we can use it again. All right. Right on top of that decal. And I'm not going to go all the way to the rim this time. It's really personal preference. KSRESIN is completely food safe when it is fully cured. It is not poisonous. But I am only going to go up to about, it's probably, what, a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch to the rim. When you're doing a resin on a wine glass or a mug, you really don't need a thick layer at all. You don't need multiple layers unless you're maybe doing glitter or you are doing a separate, maybe a vinyl decal and you want to seal it again. But on a clear wine glass like this, you don't really need a thick layer. A thicker layer is, of course, more durable, but for like if you dropped it or knocked it against the countertop or a cabinet or knocked it off of a coffee table. But if you think about it, If you have knocked your glass over hard enough to chip the resin, it's hard enough to break the glass. So you're more careful with a glass than you are, say, a stainless steel tumbler. And I'm going to clean that edge up in a minute. So we want to make sure our resin layer is nice and smooth, okay? And this is a really, really pretty color. I'm trying to recreate the color of this, almost on that one. Bought a really cute little lamp from thrift store, and it's this wonderful sea glass blue, and I really want to try to recreate that color. I'm going to have to experiment with that a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm going to take my glove off and get rid of this. And get a little baby wipe and just clean. This edge I like, but this edge I've got a little wonky there. So I'm just going to clean it up. What do you think? That's good. I'm going to let it come around. Get that. There's one more spot. Where are you? Right there. And right there. All right, that is good. And so now I forgot my heat gun. Need to plug in my heat gun. I don't like using my heat gun when I have a glove on that already has resin on it, because then my heat gun just gets resin all over it like that. Who doesn't have a heat gun like that? I dare you. And this bottle of liquid resin dye is cursed. Cursed, I tell you. I know it's leaking somewhere. All right, got my heat gun plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and put, what do I want? I think I'm going to put my gold. No, I'm going to do my white first. And so what I want to do with my white, what I learned last time I did an underlaying decal, is I want to be careful of what I put on top of the decal, because it just gets really hard to see it. And so I'm going to do a wave. I'm going to try to do a wave underneath the decal. And we'll blow that out. Don't need much of it. Okay. Shake my dropper. And now I'm going to put on this awesome gold. We're going to try to get to run down strategically, but it's kind of hard. This is such a pretty gold. And I love it when it's been diluted because it turns really, really translucent. All right. So I'm on a low heat and I'm going to bump up the air and I'm going to just really quickly go over pop the bubbles, and I'm applying heat and applying, the push with the air. And what I'm wanting to do is break up that white and break up that gold so that it runs a little bit. And then sometimes we do end up getting some neat lacing. Like right there is a little bit of lacing. But what we want to do too is trying to blend that gold so that it's not such a drippy, hard line. I see that is really coming out nice, and the lacing is staying. I do want to break that up a little bit. Yeah, that's all I'm going to do to that one. You don't want to do too much because you can definitely do too much. Breaking up that gold. Push. Push. Push it. Now see, I did end up with a lot over that turtle, but not really what I wanted. Let's see when it comes around. No, he's cool. All right, I've got an idea for that. And try to push that away from his face. There we go. I feel like I'm needing a little bit of gold right here. Maybe along here, but I want it to be really soft, right? I want it to be soft. But just because the movement of the glass, oh, look at that lacing. Because the movement of the glass on the turner arm, and then also the curved nature of the glass, you will get some settling of the resin down into that curved part of the glass. So it will become a little bit thicker here. But it's not as pronounced as you would think. But we're going to get some really cool, there's a little swirl there. I'm really happy with that lacing, and it is going to spread out. It's right here too. This is really cool. All right, so I'm putting the lids on all of my inks. We're going to let this turn. Nice thing about this liquidy split is that it's dry to the touch in 3 to 4 hours. Here is the first one. I really like how this one turned out. I still want to work on the color of the blue, that first layer. I really want to work on that and try to get it. I'll have to show a picture of that glass, but yeah, the underlayment of the water slide really turned out well. And look at the lacing. We still have the lacing on the white. And I really like the gold. That's really cool. All right, let's do the next one. Excited about this one. Really have no cleanup to do on these. So here's the other one. It's a little darker than I wanted, but still turned out nice. You can just barely see it, and that's what I wanted. I wanted the background image to be barely seen. So really like that. The lacing stayed intact. Really happy with that. And I love the bottom of this one. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. So here we go. An experiment that turned out really well. I have a couple things I'm going to tweak on the color of that base layer of resin. I want it to be more of a sea green or like a sea glass. But I'm really happy that, you know, the water slide turned out really well. I'm going to try it again. So stay tuned for that. Thank you again for watching. I appreciate you sticking around. I hope you learned something, and please like and subscribe. Happy crafting. Bye, guys.